Hi friends, my name is Yogesh Kumar Singhania. I am a chartered accountant and today I am going to share some of the tips with those students or the chartered accountant who has freshly qualified their CA. The purpose of this video is to share with them tips regarding how they can prepare their CVs and how they can avoid the common mistakes which I have observed during my interviews. So here it goes. So the first thing which you mention is your name. Make sure that your name which is mentioned in your CV is as per your government records and your educational certificates. If your educational certificates and government records are not matching with each other, please get it corrected and mention the name which you would like to be kept in your working experience records with the different companies. So make sure that you mention your name correctly. The second thing which comes is do mention your email id as well as the correct mobile number on the top of your CV, because these are the two things which are used most frequently to identify the candidate for the interviews. And if you have an alternate contact number, do mention one more mobile or landline number with the STD code in that CV, so in case if your mobile is not reachable, a prospective employer can call you on the alternate number. The third thing is that many times we receive the CVs without the photograph, and there the times when the campus interviews goes on, it is difficult to identify who is the professional. So always it's better that you stick one of your recent color photograph which is professional in the nature. Many times we have seen that people stick their old photographs or the photographs which are not in professional nature. That doesn't look good in a professional CV. The next thing is that when you are mentioning your name and phone number and email id, after that mention your present address, which includes the city, state, and most important is the pin code. Pin code is very much required. Many times companies internal softwares do not accept any CV or records of the candidate without the pin code. So do mention the pin code of the city in which you are residing currently. The next thing which comes is how do you mention your qualifications and your certifications in your CV. Is the last qualification, which is your CA, should come first, which should have the break of CA final, inter, and the foundation with the two groups. Do mention your year of passing as well as the month of the passing of the CA exam, specifically the CA inter and the final, because a prospective employer would like to see when you have passed your CA exam. So do not hide that. Many times I have seen candidate who takes more attempts hide that information, which is not good. You are in the profession of integrity. Disclose everything which you are aware of it on the front of your CV. If somebody asks you that why you have taken more attempts, you can always tell that yes, you have taken more attempts because of so and so reason. Then when you mention the your college name or your university, mention the full name. Many times I have seen that people mention the small name of their college or university which is not known to the people who is interviewing it. So do mention the full name of the college and the university with the city and the state in which you have studied. Then do mention a little bit description about the subjects which you have studied in your graduation as well as the post graduation. What were the major subjects? Specifically in case of chartered accountant, people are looking for tax, audit, cost accounting, and indirect taxation. So these are the four different types of subjects people are looking for it. The next and the most important step in the CV is mentioning your articleship experience. First mention the firm full name with location. Many times I have seen that people mention the name of the firm but they don't mention the city in which that firm was there, in which they have done the articleship. So do mention the city as well as also mention the period of the articleship. If you have any transfer or a break case, then mention the different firms in which you have done your articleship and their period separately, and do not forget to mention the city and the state in which those firms were there. Then Do not mention your client names in the CV. These are confidentials, but you can always mention the industry in which you have audited. You can always divide your articleship experience into four different categories. One is audit, tax, compliance, and consulting. Now, wherever you are applying, if that is an audit position, mention the audit on the top. If it is a tax position, then you need to put the tax on the top. So the position which you are applying, you can put that particular experience which is relevant on the top of your experience during the articleship. Then the last thing comes are your personal informations. Be careful while mentioning your personal information, specifically date of birth, PAN card, passport number or visa. So these are the information which are confidential, and these need not to be disclosed on your CV, which are uploaded on different portal sites. You can just mention that you have the passport, visa and PAN card available and can be provided as and when requested. Regarding date of birth, you can mention the month and the year, but do not mention a specific date, because that can be provided later on in the CV, just to avoid the confidential breach of the data. If some of the chartered accountants are experienced and they want to mention some of their experience, do mention their latest work experience on the top. Mention the name of the employer which they have worked with. Do mention what was the period and the designation and what type of exposure they have got it. And at the end, do the spell check in your CV. The size of CV should not be more than 2 pages, and it should be crisp, simple, neat and clean, and in a readable format. So these are some of the tips which you can share with your friends, and if you like it, please share this video and do suggest your comments and like this video. Thank you so much.